Hi, we're here for Tutorial Tuesday. My name is Brenda Bailey for Pipe Play Patterns, and we're going to talk a little bit about math in quilting. And I know that puts some of you off and it's not very fun, but we're going to do some really easy stuff for you. If you see a quilt block that you really like and you want to transfer, you don't have a pattern for it and you want to make your own pattern, let me teach you an easy way to do it. It's really good if you plan for a 12-inch block because 12 can be divided by so many numbers. We're going to show you here. This is a 12-inch block that's divided in half, so it's 6-inch pieces. Now, how big do you cut them? You cut them 6.5. These are 6.5-inch squares because you have to always remember to leave a ½ inch for your seams. So you take 12, divide it by 2, and you get your 6. If you have a block that's divided into 3 equal parts, this is a 12-inch block divided into 3 equal parts. 12 divided by 3 is 4, so all of these squares are 4.5. You always have to add your ½ inch for your seam. Always remember that. Then you can take 12 and you can divide it by 4, and 12 divided by 4 is 3. So these are 3.5-inch blocks. And actually I strip piece these so they're over 3.5-inch strips, and then I cut the segments into 3.5-inch pieces. You can take 12 and you can divide it by 6 and you get 2 inches. And so these are 2-inch pieces finished, so you cut them 2.5. I strip piece these and then just cut this into 6.5-inch segments. And then you can also divide 12 by 12 and you get 1-inch pieces. These are 1-inch strips finished, so they're cut 1.5. Let me show you how this works with a block from a quilt that I just made. This block right here is a 12-inch block, and it's actually divided into 3 equal segments. Can you see that? 3 equal segments. So 12 divided by 3 is 4. So these each are 4.5 inches, so they'd be 4 finished. So you cut this middle one 4.5, you cut this one 4.5, and you just divide each one that way. This block is a 12-inch block that's divided into fourths. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 equal parts. So you take your 12-inch, you divide it by 4, and so each of these sections are 3 inches. This section, this section, this section, and this section. It's kind of hard to see when you first look, but if you really study a block, you can figure out how you divide it up and then divide by whatever for your finished size block, and you can figure it out. Another one. This is not a 12-inch block either, but it's divided into 3 equal parts, so each part would be 1/3 of 12, which would be 4. Here's one that's divided into just half. So 12 divided by 2, so if this was a 12-inch block, each of these would be 6 inches finished. So you can see that you can kind of dissect your blocks, whatever you want. Here's another one. Now this one might be a little trickier, but this one's divided into thirds, 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. Even though this is one big piece, it's still divided into thirds. So if it was a 12-inch block, you'd take 12 divided by 3, and these would be 4 finished. So just take your blocks, divide it by whatever number it is, look at your block, figure out how it's made and what segments it's in, and you can figure out any block you want just by doing some simple math. Have fun!